Do you burn yourself to keep others warm? You fix their lives, but who fixes yours? If you feel used, listen. Lucas lost everything by being nice. His story proves that saying no isn't selfish, it's survival. Meet Lucas. You know a guy like him. Maybe you are him. He lived in a house with a leaking roof, yet every weekend he was at his neighbor's house, fixing their fence. He was the guy everyone called for moving day, for emotional support, for loaning money he didn't have. He thought this was virtue. He told himself, if I give everything, the world will give back. Spoiler alert, the world doesn't work that way. Psychology calls this trait agreeableness. And here's a hard pill to swallow. Studies show that people who score extremely high on agreeableness are actually less successful and more prone to severe burnout. Why? Because they prioritize social harmony over their own basic needs. Lucas was drowning in this trap. He was everyone's favorite tool, but nobody's priority. He felt exhausted, but he kept saying yes, terrified that saying no would make him unlovable. But life was about to teach Lucas a brutal lesson. A storm was coming, literally and metaphorically, that would force him to make a choice he never thought possible. One Tuesday, the sky turned black. A massive storm hit the town, the kind that rattles windows. Lucas's phone rang instantly. It was Marcos, his best friend. Lucas, my vintage convertible is outside. You have to help me cover it now. Without a second thought, Lucas grabbed his coat and ran. He spent an hour in freezing rain, wrestling a tarp over Marcos's luxury car, while Marcos watched from the porch. When Lucas finally stumbled back to his own home, shivering and soaked, he froze. His own vegetable garden, the one project he actually loved, was destroyed, flattened by hail. Why? Because he wasn't there to protect it. He was too busy protecting someone else's toy. His mother watched him staring at the mud and said the words that cut deeper than the cold. You saved his car, but you let your own harvest die. Who is going to feed you, Lucas? That hit him like a physical blow. This wasn't just bad luck. In psychology, this is often called pathological altruism. Neuroscientists suggest that for people like Lucas, the fear of saying no triggers the same brain region as physical danger. It's a trauma response called fawning, abandoning yourself to please others just to feel safe. Lucas realized he wasn't being a saint. He was being a hostage to his own fear. Staring at his ruined garden, something inside him finally snapped. He knew he needed to change, but he had no idea how to stop the cycle. He needed a teacher. Desperate, Lucas sought out Master Elias, the town's oldest clockmaker. Elias listened to Lucas's story and didn't offer pity. Instead, he pointed to the river outside. Look at that water, Lucas. Without banks to contain it, a river becomes a swamp. It loses its force. It destroys instead of giving life. Your yes has no value because your no doesn't exist. That's the secret. Scarcity creates value. If you're always available, you're cheap. Elias gave him a challenge. For 7 days you will fast from the word yes. If a request drains you, the answer is silence or no. This is backed by science. Dr. Gabor Mate links the inability to say no directly to chronic stress and illness. Your body keeps the score when you betray yourself. Lucas was terrified. They'll hate me, he whispered. Elias smiled. Only the ones who are using you will hate you. The rest will finally respect you. If you're finding value in this lesson, quickly hit that like button and subscribe. It helps us bring more life-changing stories to you. Now back to Lucas. His first test came the very next morning, and it was brutal. Marcos was at the door again, demanding a favor that would ruin Lucas's entire weekend. Lucas's heart pounded. He opened his mouth, and for the first time in his life, he didn't smile. Marcos asked for a loan he'd never repay. Lucas's hands shook, his throat went dry, but he looked Marcos in the eye and said, "No, I can't do that anymore." The silence was deafening. Marcos looked shocked, then angry. He stormed off, calling Lucas selfish. Lucas felt a wave of guilt, but then peace. A strange, quiet power washed over him. He used that weekend to fix his own roof. He replanted his garden. Months passed. A transformation happened. Because Lucas stopped fixing everyone else's chaos, he built his own order. His house was repaired, his health returned, and his energy spiked. And the town? They didn't hate him. They started asking him for advice, not just favors. They sensed his new self-respect. Psychology teaches us, we teach people how to treat us. When you set a boundary, you aren't rejecting a person, you're protecting the relationship. Lucas realized that saying no to others was actually saying yes to himself. He wasn't a tool anymore. He was a man, so look at your own life. Where is your fence broken? Who is trampling your garden while you fix theirs? The next time you feel that pressure in your chest to agree when you want to scream, remember Lucas. Remember the storm. Your no is a shield. Use it. Protect your peace, because if you don't, no one else will.